Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style, and we are no longer superheroes, although we still have the power.
We do.
We do. We still have all the powers. We just, it's a different kind of power.
It is.
You have the power to tell everybody what kind of weather we're going to get. I have the power to keep people from having to talk because I talk enough for everybody to be able to stay silent.
It's true.
I mean, it's wonderful.
And to sing.
Just sing.
And uplift spirits when you sing, right?
Well, the voice is starting to come back. It's not 100%. I have tried all the different remedies that were, that were offered to me, but it's still, those coughs, you get that dry cough. It's very hard to get rid of it, especially this time of year. Are we still dealing with like pollen in the air? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we still haven't had that freeze yet. And, the changing of the seasons, you have to deal with the pollen issues, but I think we're going to get to that freeze tomorrow night. So hopefully that will actually help some things with the as far as allergies are concerned, killing off some of the plants. But we do have some changes moving in, so let's go ahead and talk about that now.
Actually.
Yeah, chilly air moving in, but not today. 42 degrees right now. Winds are nice and light, clear skies. We'll see a lot of sunshine today. Temperatures around the state still pretty cold up to the north. Teens, 20s, up that way. Durango, 28, 36 in Santa Fe. Still quite chilly there. Down the southeast even, starting off in the low 40s. But highs today well above average across the entire state. 86 in Roswell, 71 here in the metro area, 64 in Santa Fe and the mountains, topping out in the low 60s. But boy, what a difference a day can make. The next storm system heads our way. Warm westerly winds. We'll see breezy conditions out to the east and even a little bit breezy conditions for us here in the metro area. That will bring in some snow across far northern New Mexico and up in the northeast tomorrow. And the temperatures will take a big time dive. Look at the 7-day forecast here. 70 today, 53 tomorrow with the wind. Blustery, very chilly. Down to the low 30s tomorrow night, 55 on Thursday. We're back into the 60s Friday before another cold blast moves in, and we're back into the low 50s this weekend with more wind moving in. So no really rain or snow to talk about here, but definitely feeling the cold.
Well, take your vitamin C, seriously, because that is what happens. People get sick when you're at 70 degrees one day, really warm and sweating, and then the next day you're freezing and you don't take a jacket. And that's how people get sick. So, we want to stay healthy. And we are going to come up with some good Hollywood gossip and entertainment news. But first, let's check in with KRQE News searching anchor Matt Mauro for today's headlines. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Kristen. And good morning to you. In your headlines this morning, if you pay taxes in Santa Fe County, your hard-earned dollars are paying for some expensive roosters, and you're going to keep paying for them for at least another month. Investigators seized more than 60 of these roosters in a misdemeanor cockfighting case last year, and now they're being kept as evidence. They cost more than $100,000 to build this special home for them and to care for them. Most of the roosters have been adopted out by now. Others have died, but now prosecutors are asking a judge to euthanize the remaining 8 roosters. The cost to keep them, $120 every single day.
Just because of the cost and the fact that we're so long into this case and they've been housed for so long, the state would like permission to have the roosters put down and frozen to preserve as evidence for purposes of trial.
As you can imagine, the defense does not like this idea. It insists these are not fighting birds, but they're just expensive pets owned by the man who's about to go on trial, and they're very crucial to his case. The judge is not going to make a decision for at least another 30 days. The trial is set for January. The Lobo football program is facing much more than just losses on the field. Its bank account also getting beaten up. And it was another bitter defeat Saturday and another sea of empty seats. UNM's athletic department says the football program is on a pace to lose $600,000 this season. That's because of sagging ticket, concession, and parking revenues. Now on top of that, you throw in $750,000 to buy out Mike Loxley's contract, and it's even uglier. But despite the problems that's going on the gridiron, UNM is seeing plenty of success in other sports. The men's soccer team undefeated and ranked #1 in the country in one poll. The women's team won its conference. Now the same goes for men's and women's cross country, and ticket sales for men's basketball, which has its opening game tonight, way ahead of schedule compared to last year. Protesters will be back at Yale Park once again tonight. Yesterday, representatives from UNM and Unoccupy Albuquerque came to an agreement that will allow protesters to go back to Yale Park again, but only during certain hours. The group is allowed at the park on weekdays from 5 p.m. until 10, then on weekends from 11 in the morning until 5. Now, you might remember just a week ago there, the university pulled the plug on those protests, saying there were safety and health concerns. This latest permit expires on Sunday. Well, if you or someone you know ever worked at Sandia Labs with the nuclear weapons program specifically, there's a meeting today that could be important for you. The U.S. Department of Labor is having the meetings to tell people about help they could get under a new program from the federal government. These meetings are again today. They're at 10 a.m. and 5 this afternoon at the Albuquerque Marriott. Oh, we have new information this morning for parents who are out there maybe packing your kids a lunch right now. Researchers have found that those fruit drinks that a lot of you pack for kids may not be a healthy alternative to soda. This report comes from the Rudd Center for Food Policy, and it finds that fruit drinks have just as much sugar as a full-calorie soda or energy drink. We're talking about 7 teaspoons here per drink. The study also finds that beverage companies target kids with their advertising, just like we told you yesterday, with heavy marketing of soda, sports drinks, and fruit drinks. Now, there is new evidence this morning that yoga can help you deal with low back pain if you have it. Researchers across the pond in Great Britain found that patients who took yoga for 12 weeks were better off in the short term and the long run. They also compared these results to patients getting conventional medical treatment such as painkillers, and they found the group with yoga had more movement in their low back and could be involved in 30% more activities. Well, the next time you fly out of the Sunport, you'll have a new place to grab a bite because today Los Cuatos is opening up there. The restaurant's moving in after Garduños left quite some time ago. You check out Los Cuatos before the security checkpoint. At 8:06, that's all the news headlines for you this morning. You'll get more news and weather every morning on KRQE News 13 from 5 until 7. So you make sure to watch then. And ladies, back to you. Hope you have a great day.
Thanks, you too, Matt. You love hot yoga.
Right. Although it might help my lower back pain if I did it more, but I would just stick to the regular yoga.
I'm being so sarcastic.
Yeah.
If you never saw it, you really might want to go back onto our website.
My hot yoga nightmare.
Watch our hot yoga nightmare story. It might be one of the funniest things she's ever said to me in 14 months ever. Anyway, moving on to something else. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, right?
Right.
No hot yoga for us. Now, if your kiddos brought home a lot of Halloween loot last night, we want to remind you about Dr. Martin Goebbel's candy buyback program.
Yeah, here's the information. Dr. Goebbel is located at Southern Medical Dental in Rio Rancho. The candy will be turned over to the Rio Grande Valley Blue Star mothers who will ship it to troops overseas. You know, they use that to kind of help make friends with the kids and stuff over there. So it's really useful for them. It gets and you know what? It gets the temptation out of the kitchen too.
Exactly.
When it comes to munching on the candy.
No doubt, and you know you're doing something good, which is even better. Now, Weems International Art-Fest is this weekend, and New Mexico Style is giving away passes. That's right, you heard me correctly. Enter today for a pass to the Art-Fest at Expo New Mexico. Entries are accepted until 10 a.m. today.
All you have to do is go to casa.com, click on the contest page, and register for your chance to win. Winners must live in the Casa KRQE viewing area, and you also have to be 18 years or older.
Now, passes will be available for pickup each day between 1 and 5 p.m. at the Casa KRQE studios. There are 3 winners a day and 1 entry per household. Winners will be selected at random, and each winner will be awarded 1 pass, which is good for 2 general admissions to Weems International Art-Fest. And passes do not include parking fees for Expo New Mexico parking. Just want you to know that.
Okay, Weems International Art-Fest is this Friday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, November 6th from 10 to 5. Admission is $5. Parking is a little extra, and you're definitely not going to want to miss it, especially if you are a woman and a big fan of Sex in the City and
or My Big Fat Greek Wedding, or just, you know, good-looking men who are married to Bo Derek, though. But yes, of course, John Corbett we're talking about, who played Aiden, as you may know, on Sex in the City, and yeah, he's going to be there, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's debuting his first time.
Yes,
debuting some of his
artwork.
And
it's so
and he's
like art imitating, you know, life imitating art, because, you know, in Sex and the City, you know, he was a furniture guy, but then remember when she found him in Dubai, and he was like into all these crafting things and artistry, and so it's kind of cool that he's.
He always had my heart. He always had my heart.
I was I loved Big. I loved the Big story. I like the Carrie Big story, but there was something about Aiden. He's such a man. He's so masculine.
But you know, I can understand Carrie not being with him. She was too feminine.
Although she almost cheated. She almost kissed him. Well, she did kiss him in Sex and the City Part 2.
But bottom line is, don't want to miss it. Yeah.
Enough about that. In the meantime, he will be here in Albuquerque, so we're excited about that. And not to mention, of course, Weems is amazing, and the art is just going to be incredible. So you don't want to miss out on that. And of course, you don't want to miss out on that contest. It's a good thing to win. Now, here's some shocking news, I say with sarcasm. Kim Kardashian has filed for divorce, and it seems she put more thought into ending the marriage than beginning it. I mean, this is one of those very few things in life that kind of left me a little speechless yesterday.
Yeah, you know,
not a lot
of things to do. 72 days?
Yeah, 72.
Not long. The reality star says sometimes things just don't work out as planned. Seriously.
Well, you know, they don't
Fox News correspondent Heather Childers has more.
I definitely want to have a big family and I want kids, but I think that I really want to spend a little time with Kris first before we start having kids. So I say give us like a year before we start trying to have kids.
As it seems, plans for a family with NBA player Kris Humphries is out the window. Less than 3 months after their lavish star-studded wedding, reality star Kim Kardashian has filed for divorce.
Irreconcilable differences. There's a prenup.
From the beginning, you know, they've had problems.
The couple married back on August 20th after dating for about 9 months. Their wedding is reported to have cost $10 million and was watched by more than 3 million people as part of a televised special.
Part of the problem with Kim and Kris is they were mismatched from the beginning. I mean, here's the thing about the Kardashian family. When you marry one of the Kardashian sisters, you're not just marrying her, you're marrying the entire family.
Some speculate it was all about the money.
Oh, this is a sham. I never believed it anyway. It's all for publicity. It was all for money.
And while this lasted just 72 days, it's far from the shortest celebrity marriage. Eddie Murphy and Tracy Edmonds, they were together for just 14 days. Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman, they were married for 9. And who can forget Britney Spears and Jason Alexander? They were husband and wife for 55 hours. In New York, Heather Childers, Fox News.
That was a big oops.
Yeah, that was a big oops.
That was a oops, I did it. Meanwhile, okay,
you know
so
I can almost give more credit to that because you know what? You can blame it on maybe a late night of drinking. Yeah, exactly. But that, yeah, just for 72 days. That's what?
Well, I just saw this coming. The thing, my mom and I were talking about this last night. We were saying, you know, for all the people out there who need money, I mean, and for the people who are suffering in this life, the money that is spent, the millions that were spent on this wedding, what a waste. And I understand that it was for E! And it was like a big fairy tale wedding on TV that was so exciting and extravagant. It was so fake, though, to me. I did not feel that.
To the ring. That's what I want to know. What is going to happen to that
Kim?
ring? Yeah.
I'll take it. No, it's I don't know. I mean, and it's debatable whether or not she's going to give it up or whether she should. But I'm sure Gary will have information for us from TMZ tomorrow because, you know, they broke the story. So TMZ are the source. I feel like this is one of those things. I mean, look. I'm all for, if you're not happy or something's not right, you know, you don't have to stay with something. I believe in trying and sticking with something, at least giving it that one, you know, that hardcore shot. But if it's not right, fine. But 72 days, I just feel like it was just, it wasn't right from the beginning. And I can't stand this guy. I couldn't stand his voice. I couldn't stand the way he breathed. I couldn't stand his sense of humor. He was not nice to the family. I just didn't like him ever. So
do you really wonder if they ever were in love to begin with? Yeah.
Who knows? I think it was a publicity thing. But the thing is, I do like Kim. I mean, I think she's so gorgeous. I love her makeup.
She's gorgeous.
Look like Kim.
She shouldn't have a tough time finding somebody.
I don't think she will. But it's a tough time for somebody to have to marry into that crazy family.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Lots going on there. All right, let's go on with the weather after today. Here's a look at the day planner for today. Not looking bad today. 51 as we head through the 9 o'clock hours. It's still a little cool. A lot of sunshine all day long. Near 60 for your lunch hour. Then highs today in the low 70s. It will be a little breezy this afternoon. But again, if you want to take that outdoor lunch, do it today because tomorrow blustery and 57 the high.
Yuck.
It's going to be really chilly tomorrow afternoon. So get out and enjoy today.